fish. Welcome to the first live stream version of Sunday Swim. Doing something a little bit different today for you guys. So, before we get into the fish, we'll talk about them a little bit. So, we have 3 new fish today. There's 1 fish going in the big boy tank, and there are 2 new fish going into the 112 with the Victorians and the Umbunas. So we're going to get into that right now. So I finally got a 3-spot torpedo that's going to be going here in the big boy tank behind me. A little bit smaller than I was hoping for. A little hard to find type fish though. He's only about 3 inches right now, so he's going to be a little small compared to other fish in the tank right now. But I think he's going to do just fine. They grow fairly fast. And right now he's going to be small enough to hide up in the rocks and stuff if he wants to or needs to. I don't think that that's going to be a thing or an issue though. We're going to find out. So, like I said, I was hoping that I would find one that was a little bit bigger, more like 4.5, 5 inches. So like, 1.5 times the size of this one. But I think he's borderline size-wise for the rest of the guys in this tank, but I think he'll be okay there. The other 2 fish that are going in the 112, that's going to be a super red top hongi, German bred, and then the other one is a pseudotropheus of type. I apologize, I can't remember exactly which pseudotropheus he is, but I will get that information for you guys when my memory's not so shoddy. So anyways, why don't we go ahead and get into this. Let's get these guys, they've been floating for 15 or so minutes now. So temperature and acclimation is fine. Let's go ahead and bust them out of their bags into the little bucket for a little bit. Give them a little salt bath and a little bit of stress coat bath just to kind of help them out right before we put them in the tank. And then after a few minutes of that, we're just going to go ahead and drop them on in with the rest of the crowd. So let me go ahead and grab a pair of scissors real quick, and we will get this 3-spot out, and then we're going to have him be in the bucket for a little bit, and same thing with the other fish, and then we'll put them in. And while the fish are having their salt and stress coat bath, we'll talk about what's been going on in the tank world this week. Also, I got some new shrimp too, guys. Not quite as exciting, that's why I didn't quite mention it right away, but let me go get those scissors and then we're going to get started on that. Alright guys, it's probably going to be hard for you to see this guy right now, I'm not sure. I'm going to end up getting a little bit of water dripping on my floor, but let me see if I have enough light over here for you to maybe see. Yep, I guess you can. So this is our 3-spot torpedo. Really nice, like yellowy golden green color. Gonna get a fairly large one day. Anywhere from about 12 to 14 or so inches perhaps. So that's why I said, even though this guy's smaller than all the other guys in these tanks right now, he's going to grow pretty fast, and when he catches up, he's going to have no problem. He might even be tank boss one day, sooner than you believe it might happen. But let's go ahead and get him in his little bath and let him sit there while we talk about the other things and move the other 2 fish that are going in the other tank into their bath. So let me just go ahead and cut him open and get him in here, and we'll go from there. Looks like I'm going to need to take a little water too. I forgot I set this acclimation bath up for the other fish too. You know what? We're just going to put all the fish into the same bucket for now because we're going to plop drop. So we'll just let them get their acclimation bath on together. We'll do it in the 5-gallon bucket because I don't want the Umbunas messing with this guy or vice versa. They're only going to be together in there for a few minutes, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Done this many times this way, guys, so you know, if anybody is nervous about it, don't worry. It's very, very short and temporary, so let's go ahead and get this guy in here. And then I'm going to go cut the other fish out and put them in there too. Just till I get the other fish, I'm going to put him in a smaller bucket just for a second, because there's not enough water in this. And I don't feel like taking some water out of my tank right now. So, go ahead and get him in here. Come on, guys, stop trying to swim away from the water. There we go. Alright, so our 3 spot is in. Now, let's go over here real fast and grab the other 2 fish. So, these guys have been floating for quite a bit too. So here's that Pseudotropheus type fish. A little stressed out right now, doesn't have quite all his colors. Had a brilliant white face in the store and like a black and purple body. Pretty fish. I just can't remember which Pseudotropheus it is right now off the top of my head. And then the other fish are super red top hongi, which, where is he? There he is. Sorry, there's a bubble in the bag, so it's kind of hard to see him. There he goes. And he's a little stressed out right now too, not quite as bright as he was in the store, but we're going to get them in there, and very soon their colors are going to return and be super, super nice. I can't wait. So let's go ahead and bust these guys out, and then we are going to talk about the happenings of this past week. Many of you may remember that the previous week I had said that this big tank was going to get swapped around. However, that has not happened yet. There was a little bit of a delay in me getting the replacement. It's still in the works, but just hasn't quite gotten there yet. Hopefully this time next week we'll be doing that, or we're going to see when that happens, but we'll get there. So, I'm sorry, I just missed that comment. Hold on one second. Oh, I can't see it. I'm sorry, I'm new to live, so go ahead and type your comment again. I apologize, I just kind of missed it. I think it was asking how we've been or whatever, something of that nature. I kind of saw it right as it was going away. To answer the question, though, if that's what it was, we've been very good. Just a lot of moving parts trying to maintain this YouTube channel. Ribbon, what did I get? Okay, so in this bucket, I already busted this guy out here. This is a 3-spot torpedo, Exogenus. He's going to go in the big tank here behind me with these guys. He's a little on the small side, but he'll be all right. He's going to grow fast. Going to be a big fish one day. I don't think it's going to be an issue. He's going to put size on pretty quick. He's only about 3 or so inches right now. The rest of these guys are mostly 5s and 6s. Don't think it's going to be a big problem though, so I think we'll be okay until he gets a little growth. The other fish for the other tank, so I got a nice super red top hongi, German line bred, and then I also, I can't remember which Pseudotropheus this is, but I got another Pseudotropheus type as well for that tank. So let me get these fish acclimating, and then we can talk about what's been going on in the tanks this week. So let me just... I think I got enough water here now that I can put them in the 5-gallon bucket. I just didn't want to pull any tank water out and disturb my tanks. I just did water changes yesterday. I typically, as Ruben, you might remember, do my water tanks on Saturday mornings. So. But also, that being said, how have you been doing, Ruben? How are your fish holding up over there? I have to come check out your channel a little more often. I'm sorry for that. Alright. All of our boys are in the bucket now. We're going to give them a few minutes and let's just go around to the tank and talk about the happenings of this past week. So, as I was already saying, we haven't done the swap over for the replacement to fix the fact that this tank developed a cat eye. But, so it's kind of hard to see on video, but it's over there in that corner. So, okay. Gotcha. Well, I'll be on the lookout for that. I cannot wait to see your 220. I'm sure it's beautiful. Let me turn this camera around here and focus on the fish instead of me. Alright, so big boy tank. Like I said, our 3-spot torpedo is going to go in there. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the Star Sapphire is beautiful. He's just been starting to really chip out in the next last couple weeks. Seems like every day he's got another chip. So, but yeah, he's gorgeous. So our blue dolphin is still our boss right now, I believe. Big old Dolph Lundy here. And then it's been a toss-up between, 1, 2, 3, so to speak. It's been interchangeable all week. They're still trying to figure out. So this Tangerine Tiger, the VC10 has been really trying to push up that ladder too. I think if he puts a little size onto him, a little bit more, he might even be the next boss, potentially. And then this Taiwan Reef has been trying. And I think the Star Sapphire is up there too, but he's such a peaceful fish compared to the others. It's really kind of hard to say. He doesn't really bother or pace anybody, and nobody really does that to him either. So, I mean, if this guy ends up bossing up one day, though, the Star Sapphire, I would be super happy about that because I think he'd be a great tank boss and it'd be a very peaceful environment. And then this guy thinks he's something special, but I don't think he's as far up the rank as he acts like he is. But, he's an Obi, so he's doing Obi things, kind of chases people around here and there, but he hasn't become a problem child yet. And he's really pretty, so unless he does become a problem child, I'm not too worried about moving him or getting rid of him. But this is kind of like what I was talking about. You see the size of these guys, and the size of that 3-spot is probably about like that. But again, there's plenty of space for him to go down to those rocks, anywhere around here, so he could probably even fit in there. And we got the nook over here as well that I'm sure he'd have no problem fitting in if he needed to go down into the rocks for whatever reason. And they grow fast, so our frontosa is out and about right now today too. I know anybody could frown on that if they want to. Oh, you got a Tanganyikan cichlid in here. And I've had people comment about the silver dollars in the past, but they've been my dither fish since day one. And honestly, it's a big difference having them in here versus not having them in here with the level of aggression as these guys have been maturing in different stages and reestablishing their hierarchy. These silver dollars are doing really well. I know it looks like their fins are beat, but they're really not. They're actually been growing back. The reason that they got like that is because when I had to combine the two tanks for a little bit, they were in with the Umbunas, and the Umbunas got a bit nippy with them, but their fins have almost completely finished regrowing, and they are doing just fine, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about the 112 real quick. Although you can see right now, this VC10 is looking really good right now today. Like I said, he's been making a big push, so I think maybe he might boss up soon. We'll see. So let's go ahead and look at the 112 real fast. So hold on, guys. Don't mind the clutter in my apartment when I turn. So, all right. So the 112, This is where that red top hongi is going to go into, and also the other pseudotropheus. I still haven't moved fish around, although I think I'm going to keep the female peacocks for now. And the midnight peacock that's in the big boy tank, he's not getting picked on or anything, but he's not as pretty as he was when he was over here with his ladies, so to speak. So I think I'm going to put him back with his ladies for now. What kind of water conditioner do I use? Really, all I use is Prime and Stability, and that's it. And then I just do natural sea salt as well. To me, I try to go with as little chemicals as possible. And, you know, once a tank is really well established and been up and running for, you know, multiple years, I might even go chemical free. In fact, I have done it in the past, and it's been not an issue at all. And, you know, water changes aren't everything, but right now I'm using Prime and Stability for now while these fish are still growing up and coloring up, because I have to do frequent water changes, not because of my levels being not good. My levels are fine, they're great. But I do the water changes to get rid of the dominance hormones that the fishes are releasing as each one is beginning to color up, find their place, etc., so forth. And the reason I do that is just so that everybody can kind of achieve their full potential and not get kind of blocked out by some of those things being in the water. So, but everybody doing really well in here. Nyride gang hanging out. So I got the original Nyride there, and then we have the piebald Zoo Island, I believe, is the variant of this one. Really pretty fish, though. He's really starting to come into his own in the last few weeks. Our Eastern Happy's doing pretty good. Our Snowball Albino Socal Feed doing really well. This Cuyahoga Flameback Albino is doing great also. I mean, everybody in here is doing great. I think we'll see how this changes the dynamic when I add these two fish in today. But I think almost at this point, I might get rid of this Bumblebee and this Maylandia before I get rid of the female peacocks, because they're the two biggest fish in the tank. They're not really problems, but I feel like sometimes they prevent some of the other boys from having their full potential, because they are fairly dominant, the two of them. You know, they're kind of like the Bash Brothers in a sense. You know, they just kind of chase everybody around here and there. But again, as you can see, there's not really been any nipping or any aggression issues for the most part. So that's good. And this new scape has been doing well. All the fish really seem to like it. They've definitely found their way digging down into different areas of this scape. But I'm okay with that, because that's what cichlids do, especially these types. So let's talk about the shrimp tank real quick, and then we are going to go ahead and release our fish, and we'll talk about some maybe future things coming, and then that might be it for Sunday Swim. But stay tuned, guys. We still have a few more minutes here. So let's talk about the shrimp tank real quick. So it's got a little more vegetation, just getting different types of veg. And really, I just kind of want this to turn into a little jungle. So I'm perfectly okay with that, because I just need to get more vegetation in here, because I want these guppies and endlers to colonize. And they did have babies recently, but after the first few days, it's been really hard to see. Thanks, Ruben. Yeah, the water is very clear. I've always been a firm believer of less is more. I really don't do a lot with my tanks or systems. You know, even there's been times in the past where I had, you know, well over 500 gallons set up with different tanks and stuff, and I still only spent about an hour and a half of maintenance a week. So less is definitely more when it comes to fish. Most of the people that seem to say that they have issues with water clarity or their cycle or things like that, I've always tend to find that when they get into it and start telling you what they've been trying to do with their tank, that they're just doing too much, either dosing with things that are not needed, or they're cleaning things that shouldn't be cleaned, i.e. your filter where all your bacteria is and all that. But I mean, Ruben, I think you know that as well as I do, especially since you've been keeping fish for quite a long time as well. So so I did get more red shrimp, obviously, as there's like this color explosion in here, and I did say that. Not quite as exciting as the 3 new fish, but that's what's going on in here. So let's go ahead and grab a net, and I think we're going to get these fish in these tanks now. Hold on a second. Let me turn on the light, and you can get a good look at the filtration for this tank while I'm at it. This fern was completely submerged in water on the other side the other time, but it's doing better right now. But so I got some pothos right here, got this fern here, and then there's some more pothos back here in the bio chamber. Lots of biomedia polishing floss here. In case anybody's wondering, no, that's not a bag of carbon. I don't believe in using carbon. It's bad for your fish. It might be good for the water, but it's very bad for your fish. It can cause hole in head and a number of other things, especially with African cichlids. So this is Purigen that is here in this bag. And there's also Purigen in one of the FX6s that's underneath the big boy tank too, which is currently running 2 FX6s. But yeah, so this is the sump. It's in eShops. If I remember correctly, it is a 27-gallon sump. Obviously, it's not run full open. The reason I do that is because I need to get a different bulkhead if I want to do that, because this tube is not watertight here. The bulkhead itself is, but where the tube goes through from the pump outlet, it is not. And then also, I took it all the way up, and there was a slight, as you can see, it moves a tiny bit. There's a slight bit of bowing. So I think if I change that bulkhead out and want to run this sump with higher water in there, I'm going to throw a brace across here. Shouldn't cost too much, just to get a nice little piece of acrylic that'll fit there and kind of glue it there for a brace. So anyways, let's go ahead and stop staring at a boring sump, for at least probably boring for most people. And let's go ahead and see, I got to talking, so I didn't even grab the net. But let's go ahead and grab the net, and we'll get these fish into their new homes respectively. So, and then I'm also going to wrap up fairly quickly after that, because I do want to keep the lights on while I'm filming, but obviously since I'm putting new fish in and they're going to be getting acclimated, I'm going to want to shut those lights down pretty fast afterwards so that they can rest and not be so stressed out. So let's go ahead and drop our 3-spot in. So let me see. Get you guys set up here. I need to be able to find him though. That's him. Yep, that's the right guy. Alright. Gonna be a little hard to see. Hopefully he doesn't want to move, but there is... Oh, hold on. Didn't realize the net was covered. There's our 3-spot torpedo. Let me go ahead and put him home. There we go. So let's take a look here, guys. Hold on, flip it around. There we go. Look at that beautiful golden green. So he's not, like I said, he's smaller, but I think he's going to do just fine, and he's going to grow pretty quickly. So I can't wait to watch it, and I hope you guys are excited to watch this too. Let's go ahead and get those other two fish in though. So let's take these guys over here. Right. Let me just take that so I can get the handle. All right. And then these guys are going to go over here. Hold on. Let me... I don't really have a good spot to set my phone. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Sorry, this is a little bit of improv here because, like I said, first time doing this live, so thank you, Ruben. So let me just move my stool over here, and hopefully I can prop you guys good enough that the view is not terrible. We'll see. Alright, let's see. That's pretty good. Get you a little more centered there. This is just much shorter than the fish tank, so obviously odd perspective here. So let's go ahead and get these guys in. Oh, this guy's ready to go. Alright, this is our Pseudotropheus. Let me get this top open. Alright, good. So let's get the Pseudotropheus in there. There he goes. He's very, very colored down right now. When I saw him in the store, very nice white face and very like purpley black and blue body. Take a quick look at him. So hopefully here, after I turn the lights out, let him rest for a little bit, he's going to color right back up real nicely. Still a pretty fish, even though he's quite stressed out and not colored up right now, though. Let's get the other guy in, though. Alright. And then save the, not the best for last, but currently the prettiest fish I got today. This is a super red top hongi. Beautiful, love hongies. Can't believe it took me so long to put one back after I set these tanks up. I had a couple different variants of hongies when I lived down in Florida. Just hadn't got another one until now. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. He's also stressed out, colored down a little bit, but he's going to be really, really pretty. Had a nice deep purple and white to him in the store, and very, very like fire engine red. As you can see right now, he's kind of a little more of like a burnt orange, but that will pass very shortly, and he'll be just fine. And there's our other new guy, the other Pseudotropheus. So, well, guys, stay on the lookout. Let's take one last look at the big tank real quick. So, like I said, stay on the lookout, hopefully. And then there's our 3-spot torpedo again. I just love that golden green color. And of course, our big Boreal female flare wants to be in the way. Also, that's another thing. I'll touch on that real fast. That is the only fish in here, as of right now, for sure, that I know is a female. Oh, you live in Florida, Ruben? That's great. I used to live in the Tampa area. I was there for about 9 years, and now I've been back up in the Washington metro area, DMV, near Washington, D.C. for about the last 5 years. But yeah, so be on the lookout, guys, for a tank swap video when I do get the replacement tank. Again, that little cat eye that developed, it's not having a problem holding water, but, you know, it's kind of one of those things that it's fine until it's not, and I don't want to take that risk forever. Hopefully our Red Empress really starting to do something a little bit, starting to look like he wants to color up, finally. See, he's getting some twinges here and there. Oh, that's funny. My wife's got a lot of family in Daytona, Ruben. But yeah, so hopefully this Red Empress is really going to start doing some stuff here soon. He's taken quite a long time. I've had this fish since June, and I mean, it took all the way until about 2 or so weeks ago. I know I haven't featured him much in the last couple Sunday swims, but it took till about 2 or so weeks ago to even start seeing these twinges and to actually even see his fins starting to get a little more pointed and everything. I mean, honestly, for the longest time, I was concerned it was a female. But I don't believe that's the case. As you can see, we're starting to color up a little bit. We're getting some more fin flare and all that. So definitely a boy at this point. Vader, our black-orange dorsal, doing well. Definitely starting to get a little more comfortable now. For the first few weeks that I had him, his blue underneath of his bar had been gone. And thank you, Ruben. You have a good day too. I'll see you in the next time. But now his blue underneath his bar is starting to come back just a little bit, and I can't wait until it's fully back. So when he spreads out, he's got that beautiful, brilliant flash of blue as well. Well, guys, be on the lookout for new, bigger, better things. I also got the new power head that I was talking about for this tank. I just haven't put it in yet. Gonna do that. I'm kind of trying to wait till I do the tank swap because I don't want to do a whole bunch of stuff and reorganize all my electrics, make it look real nice, and then have to mess with it all over again inside of a week or so, or a couple weeks for that matter. We'll see what happens though, guys. So keep an eye out. As soon as that tank swap is going to happen, maybe I'll do it live. Maybe I'll do another video for that. I'm not sure, guys, but just let me know in the comments below if you feel like you'd see that better live or as a regular video. So that'll be it, guys, and I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Thank you guys for all the love and the support, and please continue to like, subscribe, share. Currently I have about 525 subscribers, something like that, 520 something. But I have over 900 returning video viewers, guys. So if you're one of those people out there that hasn't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, guys, because we're almost monetized. We just need some watch hours, and then we'll be monetized. And again, like I've said in the past, I am planning on whatever money this YouTube channel brings in, pouring it back into the channel very much so I can bring you guys bigger, better things. So that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a great week, and I will catch you guys in the next video or next live. Thank you guys for everything again.